Hey guys, excuse me for the I'm using natural sunlight for the lighting effect, but I'm pretty sure you're not watching this for my good looks. Yeah, so I have another reaction video from again amazing creator Pink Book Lessons. She's amazing, and you definitely should check her out. But yeah, she made a video that I believe would be a great reaction to a breakdown. And again, her videos are on black people, black women, black men, stuff like that. And I know I will always get black women detractors, right? Haters, because I'm not black yet. I'm talking about the, supposedly black culture. But the thing, I've said it in my other videos, right? I support men. So it don't matter whether you're black, white, Asian. It don't matter. I support men in general. And well, one thing that's affecting men and affecting black men in particular is black women. And this is a free country, so I do and I can have a opinion. And I don't believe you necessarily have to be of a particular race to support, men of a particular race. Plus, a lot of I believe a lot of common way of thinking or just logic. It's not necessarily you don't have to be of that color to have that way of thought, because I've said it before. A lot of things I've said, I've listened to other black men say, and I'm practically reiterating either very common knowledge or very logical way of thinking, or black men have said it already. It's just that supposedly black women don't listen. So anyway, I just wanted to, give a little of my thoughts. And of course, I'm pretty sure if I say shit about black women, I'm gonna get hate. But I can say this: I date outside my race, so I dated black women. I actually I majority date more black women than other races. So even than my own. So that's the thing. So yeah, I mean, anyway, on to the actual reaction. Let's get started.
This topic will focus on how black women can strip the masculine traits and tap into their authentic power. This topic stemmed from a conversation between attorney Ebony K. Williams and Iyanla Vanzant. During a conversation about how black women can position themselves in their divinity, Iyanla asked Ebony if she would date a bus driver. Ebony then replied, if he owns the bus. I mean, if he owns it. And then Iyanla added, well, that's a problem because the standards and the standards and criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society. So ladies, I know you've been seeing this conversation all over social media. What are your thoughts on this conversation? Vivica, let's go to you first.
Well, Ebony, baby, you answered that question so wrong. I'm so sorry.
Before we continue the video, I think it's funny that you're taking, thoughts on a subject about, preferences, criteria for men, wanting relationships from men, from pretty much older single women that, for a better word, couldn't find a man, couldn't deal with a man for long, so they're old and single. It's very telling that I don't know what they're gonna say, but it will be very telling what these much older and single women will say about this subject. Also, hopefully you guys checked out my other video, which we talked about this. The Ebony K. Williams on the bus driver thing. So please check it out.
sorry. You know, choices are everything. And I get it, you was being transparent and straightforward, but boy, did you um, just put down a whole group of good, strong men that are hard workers and work hard. I mean, you just, yes, we all want guys that run companies and this, that, and the third, but I don't know, the way she answered it to me, I just thought was awful.
What in the world is going on? I know I didn't just agree with Vivica Fox. Wait. Let me make sure I heard that right.
Boy, did you just put down a whole group of good, strong men that are hard workers and work hard. I mean, you just.
You really have to be out of order if I can agree with Vivica Fox. I have to say, the two people who surprised me the most in the last week, number one would be DJ Envy. I just couldn't believe that Envy had a real authentic conversation with Ebony and didn't hold back. But Vivica Fox here is number two. Like, what's going on? Now, when she went to Cali for college, people switch up and the rest is history. Vivica also knows that success doesn't usually come in the form of college degrees for a lot of men. She's lived where...
Man, it's just funny, right? People say that, which is, I believe, cap, that as women get older, they get, better, more beautiful or whatever. I mean, I think that's blatant cap, because I'll admit, right? Vivica A. Fox is back when she was young. She was beautiful. Now, I don't know what man would look her way. So it's even in, what is this? Her, I don't know, 30s, even 40s. I think she's 50 now. I mean, you can see the decline, but I mean, like, if you saw the other older pictures, I mean, like, come on. But you can see the decline of women. I think it's rare for a woman to still, no, even if they even they still look decent, it's more than likely they don't look better than when they were young, unless they look terrible when they're young and then they focused on their looks, as they get older, but yeah, it's a cap when you say older women look better older than when they were younger.
People are wealthy and not from degrees. But yeah, this is probably the second time I agreed with Vivica Fox ever in all of my reviews here, so this is one to write down.
Yeah. Lisa Ray, what do you think?
I'm in the middle because, I can say that I know what she meant, but when you don't say it or articulate it in a way in which, people will make it a soundbite, then you get this right here, which is what we're doing, is talking about it,
Correct.
So I understand that. I think as a Black woman, we get it, but because we are on so many different levels, there is somebody out there for everybody.
Yes.
At whatever level. And it's someone.
It's funny she would say that, since these women don't have anyone and at their level. So really, that's a lie. This is why women just, they are terrible to take advice from, and how they do things is just not beneficial to women, because no, there isn't someone for everyone at every level, because you got, even statistically, there are, I think, and you double check me on this, I think there's more women in the population than there are men. So really, statistically, no, there's not enough men to go around for every single woman. So no, you're wrong. Even factually, you're wrong. So no.
To be able to grab your hand, pick you up, pull you up. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of strong women out there that don't mind what he does. And here's a great example. Remember Ashford and Simpson? Remember, she met him in Central Park. You know what I mean? And she pulled him up, took him to church, dusted him off, and they, fellowship together. They fell in love, they married, and it was the best duo ever, you know? So, yeah, I think that she could have answered that with more depth.
But let's be honest, most of these women today could never have what Valerie Simpson had. They both believed in the Most High and he gave them a lot of protection over their lives and their relationship. These new modern women literally work for the devil. Ashford and Simpson wrote so many hit songs for themselves and others, music that showed black people loved each other. You know, talking about building love and trust, staying solid as a rock. They wrote a bunch of songs for the greatest. Back to Lisa Ray though. It seems like she was attempting to play the middle, but leaning towards Ebony, and we all know Miss Lisa Ray can relate to the follow the money, chasing the dollars aspect of it all. We're talking about a woman that's been playing this game that Ebony's trying to play for a very long time. As I told you before, Lisa Ray is the OG City Girl. She was out there way before the City Girls, the original, the D-Boy's girlfriend from the 1980s, 1999, 2000, long before she got with the man from Turks and Caicos who made her a real queen. Remember when she was the first lady of the island? And y'all know it's been almost 20 years and Lisa Ray, she's not dropping that crown yet. I do give Lisa Ray this though. Lisa Ray would never say what Ebony said, and not because she's not a real authentic person. She's Hollywood, but she's still Chicago, and Mississippi is deep in her veins as well. I just don't think that Lisa would trash working people like that. Talking crazy and just blurting everything out like Tourette's doesn't make you real. Ebony didn't get that lesson yet because she's too busy always trying to be right.
I agree.
Grace.
Wow. Yeah, you ladies are, let me tell y'all, it's turning up. Claudia, what do you think?
Actually, I think if people were being honest, a lot of people would agree with her. But, you know, because someone else did it, we can all point at her and be like, aha, she's being mean. She's putting down the bus driver community. This woman is a woman that went to college and universities and got her several degrees and is a lawyer that probably makes a lot of money.
And out of all the talking in circles Ebony was doing, this is one thing that she would not come and clear up. The rich lawyer narrative that they keep running with is just a lie. First off, Ebony was a public defender. And despite what a lot of people think, most lawyers are not rich. It's different levels to this. Now, don't get me wrong, there are lawyers with money, but Ebony wasn't one of them. All law is not the same.
Public defenders
It's been
make
documented
crap.
that public defenders are not paid enough. They are overworked. They get a bunch of cases and it's extremely stressful. Repo Man, at one point, what happened is a lot of deflectors Googled her net worth because one, they didn't even know who Ebony really was. But
I'm sorry. I think she's a woman that used her beauty and smarts to get where she is now. Right? I don't think she used her law degree or whatnot to be in a position she is right now. Because public defenders, they make nothing.
Google is inaccurate about that number. And no, Ebony is not going to tell you this because she's been faking it until she make it. She believed that the lie makes her look better, so she won't clear it up. That's been her strategy the whole time. Fake it until you make it. She did not get paid much money as a lawyer. She didn't even practice.
I don't know why people are saying that. I've said, right, she's not terrible looking, but I mean, her age shows. And women will come after me, but I'm not a public figure, or I'm not trying to get famous, as with the, showing up my looks and stuff. Men, that's not really something what men do, really. They don't, their looks, really, generally for men, are not an asset for them. So,
This long enough to really have any experience. The first few years as a lawyer, you don't even know what you're doing yet. She also didn't make that much money at Fox. Revolt didn't pay her $1 million. That's why I'm wondering, where is Claudia again? She's got all this money rhetoric from. Again, public defenders don't make a lot of money. Even the public defender, the top public defender in the office, they don't even make $1 million. So yeah, her. And she's been playing them like a fiddle now for years. Claudia will do this time and time again. She'll get on a panel, get black women angry, and lead them down some dirt road. It's straight up sabotage. And to address what Claudia was saying about the black woman, white woman thing, no, they don't have to tell white women to date plumbers, bus drivers, and other blue-collar workers because they already do. Some white families are ran by white collar men and some are ran by blue collar men. White American women are not running around crapping on service workers because they're taught to respect Paul the plumber, respect Tim the handyman, respect Bob the bus driver, the shoreman. They respect military men. They respect firemen. They respect Larry the lawn guy. I talk to the wives of these men all the time. White, black, Hispanic, all of them. The truth about black people only respect fake people on television. If you don't have a number on your back or a ball in your hand.
I gotta admit, the black community, they only look up to entertainers, which is sad because it doesn't. Average people can't attain that like that. So I believe one of the biggest dreams profession is like being a athlete or a musician, which is it's a sad sad goal to try to attain because that's for the rare. It's such a rare thing. So this is the things where we want to try to promote. Why not, promote engineers, STEM field, trade work, which I believe more young black men should get into. They should get into trade work more. Get those because those make really good money, and the job is there's longevity in the job and high demand for it.
Then you're nothing to a lot of these people. You got to be tap dancing on stage or have some sort of advanced degree for them to think that you're somebody. When black men with trades and their wives are the ones responsible for the numbers we do have in black home ownership. They actually have equity, not just a bunch of bimbos buying $700,000 houses.
And those are the
high
ones that
interest rates,
create
Ebony.
community.
Yeah, I can't get over how Ebony was basically
Those are the black families that create true black communities. I've said it before, single mothers do not make communities. It's these strong black families, these husbands, wives, and children that will create and have always created the communities.
bragging about black women getting scammed out here with these prices. They're about to be upside down in a second, and then they'll represent the highest number of foreclosures as well. At that point, when it all falls down, not only will it be white-collar investors coming in to scoop up those properties, but you're going to see blue-collar families who also invest as well. They will come in and buy the same property for way cheaper than you locked it in for, and it's going to be in their family's portfolio. People like Claudia and Ebony, they love pushing out these lies to make...
It's really interesting what Pink Book Lesson just said, because we've been here. I mean, if you listen to other things, right? They've been saying that black women are slowly becoming the most. There are the highest increase of homeowners, but they're doing it during a time of very unstable economics, right now. So, I mean, what Pink Book is premise could be saying is that things might turn out bad in the future for them. So it's a wait and see. But yeah, right now it's not the best time to be buying houses, but I don't know.
Make these rebels feel good, and nobody's telling them the truth, which is why a lot of them will find themselves in the same position, identical to 2008.
It's so dramatic. She thinks she's better than him. She's this, she's that. And then she followed up. And I do think, people may be turned up by the way she comes off. She's very intelligent.
Having a degree doesn't make her intelligent, and not having a degree does not make you dumb. Talking over people or talking fast doesn't make you intelligent, nor does it make you a great communicator, because you can't listen.
A degree basically only showed you that you passed classes. It didn't show you the level of intelligence you have, right? That's the thing, all right? With colleges, a degree only showed you that you passed the required classes. I mean, like people who've gotten C's pass classes and can get degrees. That doesn't make you smart, And I think intelligence is not necessarily just, book intelligence, or memorization. It's also, experience, wisdom, stuff like that. But it's more than just degrees.
You're simply fast talking, slick talking people into believing you just said something profound when you didn't even say anything. That's not intelligence. That's idiocy.
And I could see how people could be offended if they did in fact drive the bus. But I don't think she was shitting on bus drivers. She said what she wanted. How was her preference wrong?
I agree with her being able to have her preference. Ebony can want whatever she wants. I'll tell you one thing though. How's that working out for you, Ebony? But no, her preference isn't the problem. She's the one who can't attract or keep her preference. And yes, I understand that's as far as the feminists can take this conversation. That's the only argument they continue to make. But the real problem here with Ebony is that she's trying to make her preference black women's preference. Listen, we could care less about Ebony. Ebony is trying to target to follow her down the dirt road to misery.
We got to sit here all day and hear men say what they want. You got to have a big boat, you got to have this, got to have that. If I don't fit to that characters, if those traits, should I be like, oh, he's a this or he's a that? He don't like girls like me? I just think we got to just give people a little bit of grace. And then the soundbite.
I think you're right, Claudia.
I want to say that for decades, we hear a woman's perspective. For decades, we're only hearing women's perspective. Only in recent time are average men speaking up and giving their point of views, their thoughts, their opinions, right? Only in recent times where average men are standing up and voicing their opinions, voicing their boundaries, their preferences, what they want, what they are thinking, only in recent times. Has to be the last maybe decade or two? So, no. For ages, we've heard the women's, their propaganda, their opinions and their feelings. So many shows, daytime shows, all these things, movies, all forms of entertainment, we've heard the women. So, don't think that you know anything.
Because that's what I mean. It's like when we black women, we should get it because we have said that before. But
yes,
because they want to take it and run with it, and if you're that kind of person, i.e. me, you know what I mean? I have been Lisa Ray said, and I'm like, Lisa Ray said what now? You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? So I can't no longer hold on to that. You know what I mean? I have to say what I mean and take out the narrative of what they thought thought they heard I said.
But Lisa, Ebony did that. She cleaned it up twice, but the paperwork is still dirty. Nobody is taking a soundbite from her and running with it. And I understand Lisa may not have looked at the full clips, but by this time, a lot of people have reviewed the full clips. Her full interview with Iyanla, then she came back and doubled down again on her show. And after that, she went on The Breakfast Club and controlled the conversation for most of the 40 minutes that she was on there. Over 500,000 people saw that. So no, nobody's just running with anything. Ebony just exposed herself all 3 times.
And it's funny that women think that, I think especially for women, because they're so emotional, they think that maybe a clip of a woman doing something is out of context. It's rare, right? That what a woman say or do is really that far out of context. It's really what they wanted to do. How outrageous they are, it's what they wanted. So, yeah.
She further confirmed her misandry, black feminism, her wannabe elitism, because I keep telling you this woman is not elite. I have real female lawyers watching me right now. They support this channel. They're in better positions than Ebony right now. Just because they're not hosting an internet show or they didn't make it to the blogs or the Breakfast Club doesn't mean that they're beneath her. But yeah, I understand if Lisa may have said something for 10 seconds before and people...
That you have power, because I had to learn myself how that when you do interviews, how to, if you say so, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So let this be a lesson to her, is what I mainly am trying to say. I'm not trying to come across as a mean girl. I get what she was trying to say.
I don't like that, right? if you please watch my podcast, right? My co-host they're into that. He's into that. You know, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. I think that's ridiculous. It's only what you say. How you say it is such a it's you leave it to interpretation with how you say it, because some people think tonality can affect what they're hearing, volume. I mean, like everything. That's why it's like things you say can affect people differently, but the words you say is just stone cold. It's written in stone. It's just how it is, right? If I say you're fat, well, saying it in a nice tone does not change it, right? Me saying it in a mean tone, what does that doesn't change it too? So it's just I go by what Kevin Samuel has done before. It doesn't matter how you say it, because it's still true regardless, of how you said it. I'd rather be direct than sugarcoat it to make it sound nice to you. That's just it. So another factor why I think women are terrible at giving advice to other women, and they're definitely terrible at giving advice to men. So because that way it's fake, in my opinion. It's you trying to be fake. It's you trying to cater to someone's emotions instead of someone's logic.
But I'm saying it's like once you start getting into a certain level of recognition and stuff like that, you now don't want everyone coming at you because you've said something that you honestly didn't mean it. I've said it before and didn't mean for something to come across toward a certain community. But you know what I did? I owned it immediately and said, nope, that's not what I meant. That was a soundbite. I was glad to hear that the young lady, Ebony, went back and tried to clarify things. But let this be a lesson to her. Is the main thing.
That's the thing. It wasn't just a soundbite. She didn't clean up anything. She doubled down, tripled down, backpedaled, and then quadrupled down again. But yeah, I still can't believe I agree with Vivica the most here.
And then she was attacked because she was engaged to a white man at one point. So now they think that's a whole narrative in her whole entire life. And this woman has always spoke up for Black people.
That's right.
Selena.
Claudia, no, you're twisting it. People didn't come at her for being engaged to a white man, who she's no longer with, by the way. He didn't marry her. It was her acting like she's helping Black men while directing her misandry towards them, and then at the same time talking pro-Black, blaming white people. She was trying to take both sides of the argument, and it didn't work.
Baby, but as I said, that then opens Pandora's box.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Listen, all amazing points, all great points, and this is why I think that this conversation needs to be, extended in many areas, especially with our Black men involved. But let me just say this as a married woman. I've been married for 16 years.
Selena and her ex-NBA player husband, they're still together. I'm happy they worked it all out. Although they went on marriage boot camp about 8 years ago, they had issues with their marriage. Really because Selena wears the pants, her husband is quiet, submissive, and just goes with the program. Sadly though, a lot of these strong Black women, they're acting like that's what they want, submissive husbands. It's 100% out of order. As far as their marriage, that's their preference, but feminine women, they don't want a submissive husband. So she should probably add that disclaimer.
And let me just say this. I understand what Ebony K was saying, okay? First of all, if that's her preference, that's her preference. It has absolutely nothing to do with 100% of the people that are commenting, including us. Mm-hmm. However, what we need to understand is, first of all, we need to...
She's married, but she's not even wearing a ring? Interesting. Because if she was really married, and they would flaunt the ring like crazy. Because I didn't guess she was married. I don't know these women that much, right? Besides I forgot the Vivica and the other girl, the one, I forgot a little bit. I don't know them that well, right? Very glancery. So, I mean, it would fit what Pink Book was saying about such a weak marriage when she's not even showing off, she's married, but she's using that she's married as a kind of like to something to a symbol, I guess, to back up what she's saying now.
Reactualize the blue collar worker. We need to re-identify that worker because there are bus drivers in New York, honey, that make six figures. Let's be very clear with pensions and everything else to go with it. What I understand from her though, which I'm going to lean on her side a little bit on this is, and not even really her side, because I don't know if she meant this. She makes six figures. Women like us that have money, that want a man that has, equal or equally yoked, like Lisa Ray says, we don't want your money. We want you to have it for you.
See, Selena, that may be you.
That's funny. That's why she's idiotic. Because a man can survive on little money, right? You want us to have money for us. We can do just fine with whatever we make. Men are resourceful like that, and they don't ask for a lot. So, no, you're ridiculous. Women, this is why it's a false narrative, and they're terrible at, giving advice and all these things because they are faking it. They're not being direct. Women want money for them so they can spend your money and save their money for whenever they feel like, oh, they're going to leave.
These other modern women, they want the man's money for them. We see time and time again, their money is for them and the man's money is also for them. They use their money for whatever. They use his money for whatever. And he's still paying all the bills.
Exactly.
Which is why the amount of money these women make, it doesn't matter. The man won't benefit from it anyway.
Because you need to have that money for your ego, for your stance.
For your ego? No, that's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.
For your pride, so that you can come into relationships strong. Because if not, you're going to come into relationships insecure.
No. A man will come into a relationship insecure. It's how you make the man feel, right? If you bring up money all the time, then yeah, this is why it's such two-faced when women say, I said it before, right? Please look at my other videos. If a woman that uses the word insecure, it's a red flag because it's her projecting. It's her actually making the man insecure. I believe it's rare, very rare, when let's say the power dynamic in the money aspect is different, where women make a whole lot more than her man. Her man makes maybe half of it, if that. Well, he'll be fine, but it's how you treat him, right? Where you still don't show him the same respect or better if he had make more than you or equal to you. That's the thing where women don't understand that the sly disrespect, the sly differences they treat their man because they see them as less, not because the man see him as less. Because seriously, a woman making, let's say, $1 million don't really do much for a man because it's rare for a man to experience a woman's success, to benefit from a woman's success. It's rare. I believe it's rare for a man to, benefit from a woman's success because really women don't, let's say, provide for a man, spend money on a man, or at least a lot of money on a man. They don't. Women don't. So really, a woman being a millionaire, a six-figure person, means nothing to a man generally because they don't really, they don't treat a man with their money. They don't. So really, it don't matter. And it's how you treat a man that will make him insecure.
You're gonna pressure. You're gonna blame us for making more.
Because if not, she's going to treat you like trash. She's not going to respect you. She's going to always have an attitude, which is why most men don't entertain these sassy boss chicks. They let them stay alone to snuggle up with their coin.
Listen, it's going to cause problems down the line, possibly. It's just like if
problems with the women. Women divorce at an 80% rate. Women have the problem.
a man has a roaming eye or anything else. If we see something in the relationship that may not be in alignment with us, which could be that you don't make enough money, that could be a problem down the line. Could cause depression, anxiety, and so many other things in the relationship. Not to say that would happen with all men, but there are so many other reasons. She doesn't need your money, guys. Ebony doesn't need your money. She just wants somebody to be equally yoked, someone that can help her grow.
She does. All women does. There's not a single woman on this planet, right, that even if she makes however she makes, she doesn't use the man's money. Not a single woman. Even if you go on dates with your man, he's going to be paying. You're not going on dates and you're paying all the time, if at all. So really, that's what I'm saying. She still needs the man's money. The dates, the trips, the presents, whatever, he's using his money on her. So yeah, you still need his money.
And you all grow together. And I think that's what she was trying to say. She just didn't.
That's not growing together. You want an establishment. This is the delusion of modern women. You're not growing with your man when he's already at a point where he's grown, where he's already built his finances, right? He's already built his empire, and you're just finding a man that has an empire to, invade. So it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Communicated like she should have.
I think it's about to be over. So I don't know. That's why it's ridiculous. And I said it. Why men, don't care for women that makes money, these boss chicks, all this stuff, because you get attitude, you get disrespect, you get looked down upon, and it's just, who wants to handle these women? Look at them at their old age. What do they have? Obviously, no man has stepped up to want to handle them. So really, it says a lot that these women think that they know anything about a relationship when they can't even find a man that wants to handle them. And they're so amazing boss chicks, shit like that. And like I said, the one married woman on the panel, well, I'm assuming, because I really don't know them that well, she definitely ain't representing her marriage all that well. So, I don't know. Anyway, hope you like my reaction, please comment, please like, please subscribe. It will help, and it motivates me. But regardless, I still love doing these breakdowns, these reactions, because, this is the thing where I want to show that I'm with the black men that are suffering from these type of women, right? These women that are delusional, that put men down, that think they're so much better than men. Unless you're six-figure men, you're nothing to them. These are the delusion that men are dealing with. Anyway, all right, see you guys later.